Yes, greetings. We're there with you. We want to expand more closely on the Queen and the colonial past and what has been deemed to be a compromise over 55 years, and for others, longer still. And that compromise is that as slaves, in the eyes of those who captured us and brought us there and enslaved us, we had to prove to them that we were more than capable in their standards, in relation to their standards. And we were awarded what they call independence. And that's happened throughout the whole of the Europeans, but especially the British colonies. And we don't know really what took place with the French because, again, them speak a language and the people that them capture speaks a language too. So, no matter where we turn, it's just confusion, confusion. So, let me just play a rhythm.
You really think it's easy being an artist? But you don't know the sacrifice we make, the journeys we take. That's why me I tell it straight. Never see the rise and the long sides. You only see the fame and the limelight. You only see a rising star, but you never know that I come from far. The long journeys and the tiring trips. When I'm on the road, enough means me have to skip. Today I'm in Trinidad, tomorrow in Brazil for a big stage show. I've got to work, I've got to pay the price. I've got to work, I've got to sacrifice. Respect to the working class. Lazy body better get off your ass. Got to work, gotta sacrifice, got to you put your shoulders to the wheel, what a good vibes you will feel. I go to the north and I go south. I go east, west, so I'm all about doing my works, of course. Treading with the most, I am well on course. Radio interviews and the sound checks, jingles, the place, and I just can't forget. Polypa times I practice to bring my people sweet roots music. So I've got to work, I've got to pay the price, I've got to work, got to sacrifice. Respect to the working class. Lazy body better get off your ass. Got to work, gotta sacrifice, got to work, got to pay the price. When you put your shoulders to the wheel.
Come make we burn down rum for sure, for sure, for sure. Come make we burn down rum for sure, for sure. The fire is so pure. Come make we burn down rum for sure, for sure, for sure. We are gonna burn down rum for sure, for sure. The fire is so pure. Yo, long time we have to rot pan pagan. Them a worship the mark of the base. Long time we have to burn down Vatican. Make them know we have to trod it to this. This your world, them say ruled by Satan. Jogging with power for conquer and defeat. Cause blood of the saints cry for vengeance. And in this there's no repentance. Sing again. Blood of the saints cry for vengeance. Illuminati get their death sentence. Yo again. Blood of the saints cry for vengeance. And in this there is no repentance. Blood of the saints cry for vengeance. Illuminati get them death sentence. Yo, I make me burn down rum for sure, for sure.
Me I tell you, someone has to stand up and say, no more will you take it, Lord. Righteousness must rule. Another prison door closed, and you live on back road. Like God won't go slow. Another prison door closed. You God won't back road. Life gone one go slow. Jano. Every day I see it. You think me feet looking something to eat. Sunshine's not a cheat when hunger a beat. What's the mood to eat? Don't give I 5 minutes, make I show you star. Oh, you pan up the park road and rush the cure. I beg a 10 cent, I beg a 5 cent. Another prison will close. You gone one back road. Life gone pan go slow. Bad enough for you. Another prison will close. You gone one back road. Life gone pan go slow now. Damn now. Answer them. Do you hear their complaint? Do you feel their strain? Or are you glad not to see them again when you're back in time? You should share their sorrow. I'm innocent. No out of sight, no out of mind. Another prison door closed. A youth gone on back road. Life gone on go slow. No. Another prison door closed. A youth gone on back road. Life gone on go slow. No. I'm gonna help you, my brother. Speak for them, speak for them, speak for them, speak for them. Oh, they need Rasta voice for sure. You're not forsaken. Your life is not in vain. We'll climb this mountain in a Rasta name. Prison doors, you've gone on the road, and life gone on go slow. No. Another prison door closed. You've gone on the Life gone on go slow. All the while I see you down the street looking something to eat. It's a pity, Lord. No chance without no education. That time courthouse I lock them up in modern smile. That time courthouse I lock them up, yeah. Another prison door closed. You left but back road.
Yes. What is really and truly concerning to me is that consistency is what is naturally required for people who have a purpose and an intention. That which is just taking place in Barbados is being a consistent requirement over years and years. And it started from the minute that we were able to communicate with each other. Let's not fool ourselves, you know. Because being Africans, we don't know what those people were talking. So we learn. And that must have taken decades. Not because you can say yes boss, no boss means that anyone have understood or comprehend anything other than. It's just like the same freedom thing. When did we acknowledge what was this thing they're saying called freedom? You are free to go. Go where? And do what? And it's not even doing. Go where? What do you mean? And you can see, forget the small axe guy. See, let's see ourselves just standing there, looking, and our brains is naturally working, but we can't comprehend. We just don't know what they are speaking. So many people didn't respond, didn't react, couldn't do. They just stood still. Imagine many people had been taken advantage of again. Because when them say slavery abolish or whatever, you can understand when you link the word freedom of this slavery being aborted and our action, non-action. Why the people them say wait? They don't want to wait, so let's let them stay. And that's mental exploitation now, because with this, the words just keep building up and everything. So the tragedy. So then you get these Caribbean islands, and you get our South America, Panama, Venezuela, and these places, and then you go up to Brazil and so forth. Is anybody really understanding what actually happened to us? You see? And we had hundreds, if not thousands, of people that want to go home. Want to go back to Africa, you know. And I try make these people understand that Africa, they want to go home. They want to go home. So what I'm building up to say, there's a lot of things that we thought we knew, many of us, and we don't know. Because we get drips and drag alleged information, and we don't have the source of then to check and recheck if these information, these sayings or documents are authentic or not. But you see, Albert Thorne, he's authentic. CLR James, they are authentic. But who's Mr. Thorne? Mr. Thorne is the back to Africa man. Is the man that said across the Caribbean, starting in Barbados, back to Africa. And him set up what them call an enterprise. But before we go down this, these are the people that the mental aptitude were stimulated very early. Aptitude was stimulated very early. The capability to learn, to learn within the box, and to strive to come out of the box and challenge. You understand? So if you don't understand, hold tight. I'm going to make you understand. Because this dissertation is going to be a long one, I tell you. Because people are joke with we all the while. I just see this tune here I play. This tune here isn't a man them called Tribesman. Easy rough cut, but Tribesman them build this rhythm, and John at front room engineer this rhythm, and then the Cox one got Fred Locks on this rhythm. Now, Brother Emerson and Brother Paget Knight and them still there with me, so any contesting, leave that man. You understand? And this is Islington, Black House, Harambe, Michael X, youth them. Stop it, Brixton, behave on yourself. And when I talk about back to Africa, is to put some of those people that refuse in 47 years to speak truth to Marcus Garvey.
Only love can conquer. True love is the answer.
See, we can talk now, you know. Can you see all with family? With family are stand tall like they always have stand tall. They never have to bow down. Because we are consistent in our affairs.
Only love can conquer. True love is the answer.
Go on, Fred Locks. Sing.
Love and only love can solve our problem. Oh yeah. War is not the way to solve them. Oh no. The good you do lives after you. The good you do lives after you.
You see what I mean? And that's true. And that's what me I say now. Consistency. If a person, if a people I work with goodness, whether them say them is Buddha, Jew, Methodist, Protestant, Rastafari, Hindu, it's the good that you attempt to do. And if you're consistent in that which you perceive to be good, you must get your reward. No matter who you are, you must get your reward. But then there's people who take certain things now and then just put man as the provider, ultimate provider for their own existence. No, we as Muslims, we not work with that. We don't work with that. There's no partnership with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty. There's no partnership. And if people are really rational and use them faculties right, you would deem a man, a human, to be responsible for creation, the universe and this earth, and even leave the universe alone. But this earth and all the provisions that we require, which man? Who man? And then we get into this ignominious nonsense now. Is he a white man, is he a black man, is he a brown man? It's not human responsible. And just because there are things that we can't see, but stop it. Can you see oxygen? Can you see, air, wind, breeze? You see the actions of it with the leaves and the kites and the motion of that which it created or it affected. So come grab it and bottle it and go sell it. If we wicked men and women, humans, could have done that, would have been selling oxygen. I when I thought them things that them have in the hospital now, because that's a gas. Okay. Yo, Prince Allah. See what I try to tell you? And there's people who still propagates and say that this thing, that missionaries and the capturers of our ancestors brought across the continent belong to the continent. Stop that nonsense. Instead of saying, boy, I don't know, we don't know. And there's no archaeologists, there's nothing there showing anybody that some African people had some Jesus Christ or Yeshua as them deity and looking towards. Them had a lot of other things, but nothing goes so. Nothing at all. This was missionaries. I've done these things. But when you have a man like Mr. Thorne that made these things, this information because his faculties was in the box and him come out of the box. And like all the other freedom fighters and revolutionists across the Caribbean and the Americas, South Americas, him informed them, one day soon we shall go home. But to avoid these missionaries, God not look like us. God is not man. There's no man God. Wake up. We are come. Is this nationalism? You can bet your bottom pound dollar, may I tell you. I'm proud of it too. See, be on board. Them day there, Narc was open. Club Narc. Yes, yeah man, Club Narc was open. And Phoebe's.
Get the youth. Let us all unite. Stop the war and the fight.
And 4 aces. Man called Sir Collins.
Get the youth. Let us all unite. Stop the war and the fight. Aguala. Reaching out to our leaders. You know what? Love is the only way. I and I shout it out every day. Dash away your weapon right away. Rude boy, don't you know about this? Don't pay. Tell yourself, love is the only way. I and I shout it out every day. Dash away your weapons right away. Rude boy, don't you know about this? Don't pay. Tell you about down in the ghetto, the youth them not have no love for be war and violence. envy and grudge. It seems like the youth them don't appreciate love. The youth them nowadays not have no mother love. Right up now this stuff.
I want it because the parents them not teach them no manners, not direct them, and not give them no true, rational reflection called history. We have Gold Cup a run at Acton Town Hall and Norwood Hall as well, you know. Gold Cups, sound system. Sing!
Only love can conquer. True love is the answer. Oh yeah. Love and only love can solve our problem. Oh yeah. War is not the way to solve them. Oh no. The good you do lives after you. The good you do lives after you. It's true. Oh yes, it's true. So, mind what you're doing, my brother. What the things you say to each other. A soft answer turns away wrong. So put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart and soul. Put a little love in your heart and soul, my brother. Yeah. And sisters, I say. And mind what you're doing, my brother. Watch the things you say to each other. Only love can conquer. True love is the answer. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Love and only love can solve our problem. Yeah. War is not the way to solve them. Oh no. The good you do lives after you. The good you do lives after you. It's true. Love and only love. Talking about true loving. Oh gosh. I need it.
Yes. So them time they know a man like Mikey Smith came over here and a lot of information came to the forefront. So people get to understand, recognize things. There was a spiritual and a high moral movement in the UK, African Caribbean peoples. We never had no opportunities. I show them ugly face. I chat this and chat that. I manipulate this and manipulate that. But on reflection now, what did we accomplish from then until now? These are the things that concerns me most. You see? So, Republic, when I go on good man, you wake up the living dead.
Something I go happen tonight. Me, I go give you the love and I'll be doing it right. Climb on to this vessel, baby, take your flight. Nicest naughtiness and I'll be give you for spite. It's a long, long time I've been waiting for this. To be wrapped in your sweet, sweet tenderness. Love is dangerous, I'm gonna take the risk. Maybe you can make me a miss. Cause I love your style. The way you always say the things to make me smile. The way that I feel for you, it just can't hide. You by my side, oh me, oh my. Daddy, come home. I am waiting, can't be alone. I'm anticipating. Vibes is so strong. My heart you have taken. So daddy, come home. I am waiting in your favorite nightwear. Let me massage your body right there. Got to make sure that you're in the right gear. Like up on me, I feel explode, no glare. When you're sipping on your roots wine, oh dear. Your energy fills up the atmosphere. You can say that we make a perfect pair. To hold forever, to love and to care. Your style, Rastaman, you know that's how to make me smile. And maybe one day I could have your child. And love is like an ocean, we will go with the tide.
The voice of Queen Amiga. Go on, girl. Yeah, go on, girl. Lady! Oh, you say girl for?
Free. Wanna be free indeed. Free. Work in the heat, 7 days a week. No sandals, no slippers, don't got no shoes on my feet. Who knows it feels to turn the wheel? And no matter how hard I work, on my back them oppressors I be. I'm telling you I'm not a slave. Royal blood flowing in my veins. Karma is gonna turn the page. Karma is gonna turn the page. I'm telling you I'm not a slave. Nah, nah. Royal blood flowing in my veins. Karma is gonna turn the page. Yeah, I'm free. I was born free. I'll forever be free indeed. I'm free. I was born free. I'll forever be free indeed. I'm free. I was born free. I'll forever be free indeed. I'm free. I was born free. Forever be free indeed.
Nobody can stop me, can do anything. Ready, ever ready, me not fear anything. Bad mind begs, we are real queen. Elenka queen omega, don't test the best team. Woman not impress, don't stress. Lift up your head, empowerment that the best. I forgive thanks, feel me life blessed. Many things to do, no time for waste. This is my destiny, it was meant to be. Strong as my energy, my melody. Life a struggle, I feel just in a me. I'm free and I will ever be.
I'm free, I was born free. I could never be free indeed. I'm free, I was born free. I could never be free indeed. I'm free, I was born free. I could never be free.
Lacking sovereignty. And now you say free. Oh, gosh, man.
The youth stem of the future for a better tomorrow. Now let the youth stem go astray. They are the future. We should nurture and show them the way. Oh. Them well gonna lead
feed, clothe them, educate them, get them just what them need, yo. Can't turn a blind eye, them ruthless and then afraid no God.
Yes, with good governance and a good trade-off with China, technology, advance, the young people them in the region, I tell you, with that good sun that you not have to pay for, advancement in technology through the creativity of the minds of the free people called African Caribbean youth, with the support of the technology from the Chinese. Oh gosh, man. And once you have some form of stability with transparency, good to go. Link that intellect with the continent, our motherland called Africa. Are we not good? Yes. Creativity from the coral reef rock. But it's not the rock. It's the minds of the people. Knowing where their ancestors came from, knowing that them can go home, and knowing that they can use their intellectual capacity to improve the continent called Africa and improve themselves and give thanks and give perfect thanks to the Almighty first and their ancestors second. I tell you, because without the Almighty, we couldn't have survived the tyranny, the hardship, and the misery. We should all be mad, still all know. So Queen, come line it up, line it up. What's that? The equinox. Come.
Take a moment and enjoy the scenery. See how.
You see, both them I give Rihanna something. Stop it, man. Put people in a them lane. Don't try to look fame. Because you start off wrong, you know, something is going to, hey, some things are going to happen. I don't want to be so pessimistic, but I tell you, I got to be observant to the ignoramus mentality of some people, and them have to be put into check. See? Listen to this queen, and listen carefully now. Because them something there that went on. Sure. Proper things. Come, sis. The voice of Queen Amiga. Listen carefully and tell your friends.
Take a moment and enjoy the scenery. See how wonderful this earth is for you and me. Chase your troubles away. Embrace the new day. Life has much to offer you. Place your dreams upon the wind and let it glide. Let go of the pain and then you fly higher than before. As an eagle you soar. You are a conqueror. On the darkest night, when losing sight, the heart takes fright. Don't give in the fight. With all your might, reach for the heights to see the stars align. Stars align. Persistence is to keep on trying. Believe in yourself, no denying. You were born to shine. Give it some time. Bloom like fresh flowers. And I know you will find purpose. As life mysteries unfold, you can go be a vessel of hope till eternity. On the darkest night, when losing sight, the heart takes fright. Don't give in the fight. With all your might, reach for the heights to see the stars align. The stars align. The stars align. Just look to the sky to see the stars align. Stars align. Stars align. To see the stars align.
You see? And that me I say. So we want to see now the union, the union of some African couples tying the knot. Yeah, I tell you, think a joke. Yeah, man, want to see some union now. Some Africans tying the knot. You know that knot there? And say, well, on this day 4th, you're my wife. And she said, and from this day 4th, you're my husband. Unification? No, man. We are realigning ourselves. What a splendid day. And it'll come, because perseverance got us this far. So why not just continue? But China, I have to sit down and talk to China properly. No, I say China work as a satellite outpost for themselves in relation to this world dominance and power and, So everybody know that. Nobody not stupid. You all know that. Just don't make nothing go awry. But we want the technology. We want the training for our use. We don't want a billion motor car. No, we want see that? We want good car so that the air pollution cut completely down. Oh gosh, man. Yeah, we want car that working on what's that thing that you get from the sun? Solar pad. Lord of mercy, I'm telling you, man. I will go to work with somebody on that mission. Solar pad powered vehicles. What? Gosh, man. I tell you. So we don't have to work with no pollution and everything. What we want is an example to be set of good, harmonious mentality. And since we are Muslims, we can help in those areas. You understand? Yes, we align ourselves again with our ancestors. See? I tell you. So what we get? A good, harmonious, social, social population manner and behaviors. Yes. I tell you, man, seriously. And those people say this is draconian law. Hear them because you're not deaf. We understand. First, we spank all them people them think about rape and spank all those people who think about thieving The first thing is set an example with the thief. Make them man them people that who stole from the treasury, throw them backside in a jail. Don't bother take them to court and make believe nothing. Throw them in jail. Cause them did what? Them broke the bank. Now you have to pay international monetary funds. Cash, man. You understand? Oh, and the interest is rising and rising. Listen. Mama's wanting you. Mama call you, and you still not listen.
Well, its foundation is in all the mountain. The Lord God Rastafari over the gates of Zion and all the dwelling of Jacob. Only money will I King Selassie, Jah. Kill them with the word power, combine with the sound. In them a sound, kill the city up, you not go down seat. Word power, combine with the sound. Iniquity work off front seat. Word power, combine with the sound. In them a sound, hope all about Jonesy. Word power, combine with the sound. In them a sound, Luzubela, bone free frown. No mercy for the merciless, no shelter for the shelterless, no water for the thirstiness. Who them a try curse we bless, take them out the filthiness. So me take we back where them forget, but no matter no mistake no make. Full time we collect ya now with word power combined with the sound.
You see, if you make the first step and eliminate poverty, give the people them good housing condition, and deport the mosquito them. Oh, wonderful. First rule of thumb. Yes, the first rule of thumb. Deport them, all mosquitoes. And raise the standard of living. Housing for all the people them. The underprivileged people. And then strive to capture all those millions from the sugar and the rum. Oh, now we're talking. Send your administration to England to collect these fees. Yes. In the church ministries, so we can also have a record of where our ancestors arrived from: Gambia, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. You know? Yes. We want to know. We want to know. Could you imagine? We have the opportunity. Move.
Glory to the King. Praises to his name. Hosanna to the highest. Yes, I am a Rasta man. Not the dreadlock bingy man. Dread, Congo one. Give thanks and praise to the Ola one. I am a Rasta man. A dread, bingy man. Give thanks and praise to only one. God and King of creation. Yeah. Through my father's eyes, I see reflections of who I should be. You can't educate I for equal opportunity. And those who go to your university is only for themselves individually. They don't check for people collectively. I'm a Rasta man.
Yes. So you see, when you say Rasta, you understand? To fear God. It's a simple thing, you know. But you see, there are people them who come and, you know, them just come with a whole heap of that political jargon and everything. Rhythm.
It's about time we rise above our greed and allow the love of Jah to proceed. Shabbat, 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 shabbat. Whoa. Yeah, yeah. Mankind come alive. Why worry with cash? Let's use Jah love instead. Yes. Though it's the time for mankind to move on ahead. Don't tell me, people, what are you living for? Well, then let's stop all this war. We don't have to fuss, no fight. Come along, let's all unite.
See? Because we figure it out. You understand me? We have figured it out. You think so? Yo, you think so we sit down and just talk things? We figure it out. You understand? Long time. Our foreparents, them, figure this thing out. You understand? So, we not sit back like fool and talk and talk. We figure it out. Long time. You understand? So we keep penetrating and penetrating and penetrating. You see? So, when them things say we're gonna sleep, we still at work. You understand? So, all those people them who say, Garvey, yo, don't bother keep talking now, you know. 'cause we're not sleepers.
My brothers and my sisters, now this is a message of love. Oh, yeah. And if only everyone could learn to live in love and unity, then things would be better. Not only things would be better, but the world would be better. All right. Walking down the streets in Africa, Africa, looking at the sky in Africa, Africa, searching for a place which is Africa, Africa. And there's no need for wars in Africa, Africa. Don't you know that it's true, that for me, and for you, slavery abolished.
Yes, that the people are say right now. You understand? It abolish as far as Barbados, and really if the others them step up, as far as the African Caribbean people them is concerned, it's abolish. So now anybody who behave differently except the shekels on their brains and their intellect and their faculties. So now people can step out of that and not dwell on that and move. Move with love and understanding. No move with British tree lions and all of these things, and even the cricket and all them something there. It should be a different time and place. And we don't have to set example. We just have to be creative as one body. That's what we have to do. Be creative as one body. And God Almighty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will bless us with trust. Will bless us with trust. All the prophets that came, all they had to do was remind the people. It was a reminder to stay focused and don't lust for other things and be contented. That's it. And the message of religion and so is to make man understand, don't jump out. Don't widen up your eye and everything, because you will achieve. But you have to achieve with tranquility and harmony and love and all them sweet talking things. But it's not to talk it. It's to set examples to live. And you flourish. We have been prohibited, we're in the diaspora, from being that wholesome being within humanity. It's not catch up, we are playing catch up. It's survive, we've been trying to survive. And that's all we know. So if this is to be understood, what just happened, and what the journey is to be about, we should embrace it spiritually and intellectually and honor ourselves and release ourselves from this survival mindset, knowing that we have survived, but now we want to be spiritually free And we want to accept it and taste it and make love to it. Many of us will die peacefully. Many of us will die peacefully, may I tell you. If we really, really was thinking Africa and thinking freedom and treasure the journey that our ancestors been through for us to be survivors today in this earth. I'm telling you, hey, something so sweet. Yo, Chronics, talk to these people again about the land, man. Yes, the land we want to deal with, you know.
And I used to dread and terror upon them. Hey. Good God of grace and will, I have His mercy. Hey. I miss an old slave driver. Time is catching up on you, old slave.
Yo, Mondel, what? You think some forget you, man? Come. Me not forget.
When we are hungry and have no food to eat, when we are thirsty and there's no water to drink, we won't give up from praising Jah. We never stop praising Jah, 'cause Jah will provide for I. Jah will provide for I. When we are uneasy and no words to meditate, when we are tired and no place to rest our head, we keep on praising Rastafari.
Now, y'all should recognize what the Caucasian have done to us. Them just have a relay with themselves, but them put us in this thing that them have. Them design the steeplechase. So we have to go over all these hurdles and all these rivers and all these oceans. And then we find ourselves in the desert. In the desert, deserted places. And in those spaces, you have to try to understand the terrain. Yet again, to survive. Understanding the terrain. Why is we are doing this? Why these experiences are taking place? They're having a relay among themselves. That relay is their cooperating. And in that cooperation within themselves, they're advancing. But when them come to certain stumbling blocks, it's when them reach out with them net and draw we in that configuration for us now to labor on their behalf. Where the faculties that Almighty God has given to us is suffering. It's become dormant for us. But they exploit some things within us for them through their direction. We haven't been able to do anything for ourselves but survive. So our strategic levels of educational ingenuity is being seen through their eyes, through our eyes, seeing them and recognizing them. And we can contribute, some of us, that they give that privilege to. But we haven't been able to recognize our strength and utilize our resource. Not the resource on the continent, the resource within ourselves. That innate resource within ourselves. Children of Adam and our mother Hawa, Eve. Because the knowledge is from God. And all we wanted us to do is ferment like a flower. Not like a butterfly that only lasts for and then foursome comes into play and then we transform into. No. That transformation is our excelling in our intellectual capacity, in our creativity. That's what that is. But that butterfly is to be admired. But we're more like the bees and the ant. We're supposed to be in concert with ourselves, human beings. Communicate with ourselves, human beings, and exercise our mental faculties, human beings, for the betterment of ourselves, human beings. Not for the destruction of ourselves. That is foolishness. Now, that's why Africans has the moral high ground in humanity. Moral high ground in humanity. Because we're not about power to oppress and eliminate others and threaten others. But our morality is being fused with plain amusement. And true to that, our intellectual faculties in the general population across the earth as being dormant. But then someone tells us, and through our own curiosity, look at Kemet. And we have been flabbergasted. But then we become mysticized. And there we stop. Many millions of us stop right there, trying to configure and keep trying to address. And it's like a maze that's been created, and we're trapped within that maze. Because curiosity kills the cat, they say. And we haven't constructed a colony or any forms of community in the diaspora. We're the biggest consumers in white man's lands. And yet we know what we need, our needs are. But we fail to do something, make strives to do something about it. Even when we make millions and millions and become the top of the top with vocals and performances and everything, we don't use that to aid and support ourselves as a people to develop ourselves as a people. No. We empower other people. And some of those people, when they find one or two who have this thought of building institutions and everything with the financial earnings, they entrap them into something. And then we have these people called pastors and everything that doesn't legislate anything. So when we are to be punished, it is ourselves that's punishing ourselves by our inactiveness. Because when you look at the payroll of a black man and woman as performing artists, it's billions of dollars and pounds. And many of them, like Whitney Houston and others, haven't got a damn thing to show for it. And the African, American, and Caribbean people in and around them has nothing to show for it in society, in the societies. So if some people's eyes are open to say, well, yo, you see this girl here? She's a millionaire in performing arts. Yeah. But national hero, no. Right? So the young people, them know, it's going to say, well, you know what? Me can cut some slack and go that way. And I will undoubtedly get recognized. And it's not a huge population, so the influence and the teenage and the you know, it'd be disastrous. We have to aim higher, and we should be reflecting builders for tomorrow's tomorrow. 'Cause we just don't want to be survivors and people that say, hooray! For what? What for? What for? Understand? So, we want to play this one tune, and then we want to go to my reading.
It's gonna turn one day. Wickedness will burn one day soon. One day, Jah will wipe all our sorrows away, and that is when the wicked men will have to pay. One day soon. One day, you will find that I'm no play, we are play. Any work you do, you must get your pay.
Yes, the things that I've been playing, these are symbolic information, symbolic messages, symbolic information. That's why I say to people, listen carefully to the Proverbs. You understand? And I have to say this really. W.D. Muhammad, our generation, has been blessed because there are thousands of us that are of the same spiritual, ethical, and moral mindset. And it's not crazy. And our offsprings, praise be and thanks be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is of the same. We will persevere and we will penetrate by the grace of Allah, and undoubtedly in this earth will be successful. And I say we because I will die, and many others, but the creativity will continue. We're not being inspired by man. We're being inspired and motivated by God Almighty. And we have learned to decipher many of the information, whether people want to call it allegory, this story, this, whatever. It phases us not. But when you have a calling and an understanding, all one has to do is to be patient with perseverance. When the Nation of Islam transitioned, there were those who did not want the transition, who did and made believe they did, but they liked the fire. They liked the energy. And because they weren't organizers, many of them, that which they took, not inherited, what they took, they couldn't maintain. But the voice and the firebrand, they could. And many others can. Anybody can. Because that's how we've been educated, how we've been trained, how we've been preempted. And the Caucasian waits for that. That's why when you listen to our churches, you see that that's the drama that takes place there. And they're contented and satisfied for all those things to happen. Even for the madness of that man that come the other day. All these things. Because they know that we're intellectually, mentally trapped in something that they will not pursue us to get us out of. Because that just leaves us there. We're not even sleeping. We accept to be fools, and we accept to be mentally slaves. But with W.D. Muhammad, his concern was not them. The concern was us. And in us looking in ourselves, in our being, and finding roles that we can play and develop to participate in the race of life. The race of life. And see ourselves as valuable and important peoples to ourselves, not important to other people. So we have a value from our own perspective. We're not waiting for somebody to assess and evaluate us. No. So that way we will, whatever we deem to be in life, in terms of our creativity, an engineer, a lawyer, a banker, what we will pursue it for the benefit of the whole, not for the individual self, for the whole. Yes, because we're here for a time. An example we must set for our own. And we understand, and we understood these things very early. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us to examine the ant, oh my word, and the bees, oh gosh. So we have learned so much about harmony. We learned so much about industry. We learned so much about being together. We learned so much about love. We learned so about tranquility. Oh gosh, man, and perseverance. Striving, and that part comes relatively easy because we have just survived, and we have the willingness to have some form of independence. A lot of us too. Millions across the diaspora. So you see that we have generated income and we've developed our homes to develop life, to have wife, to have children. Yes. Yeah, man. Could you imagine if many of us had lands? Oh, gosh, man. Lands. So what has just happened after all these years is just a beacon. That's what it is. So we have Albert Thorne, the Back to Africa man, the real man with the information of Africa Colonial Enterprise. The African Colonial Enterprise. There's a chapter that introduced Back to Africa. Him is the man that look at the European powers, understood what they were doing, and he established his goals and developed a movement, Back to Africa movement. He was the one that's responsible for training and inspiring Marcus Garvey. He was the one that inspired, motivated, and encouraged Marcus Garvey. And he was a teacher, well-educated, well-grounded, and his faculties were sharp, intellectually sharp. Yes. This December, we shall introduce him and his literature. And we shall also allow C.L.R. James to introduce him in his intellectual capacity, giving us some kits, and some Shakespeare. Yes, C.L.R. James, very much distinguishable gentleman. And we shall also go to Dr. Eric Williams to honor him too. Yes. We can go across the Caribbean. But for some reason, it's being boycotted. But his family stand predominant on the 29th of November 2001. I him set the standard. You better believe it. I him set the standard. You better believe it. Intellectually, he understood what it means to be free, what it meant, what freedom actually means and entails. Yes. and he leave us so much blueprints. Yeah. You know, there's so much work that everybody, somebody, anybody, nobody, whose job was it? It's all of us. But there's some of us who sit and wait. But while they're waiting, them attack to make people believe and feel that they do recognize something. And they do. What they don't have any understanding of is how to empower, not encourage, motivate, and empower others. But yet still, they want to be seen as leaders, and them can't lead themselves. So we have these problems. We have these problems. Colonial talent, colonial slavery behaviors. And we need to throw those things away. That's why these people in them need to understand that whatever title they might give to that girl, they need to sit down and they must have sat down and think about it. It's not good. An artist is an artist. She's not a scientist. You know? She's not an educationalist. She's just an artist. Me even know say, if she know what Pan-African is and what it is to be a Pan-African. I don't know. But national hero, a baby thing that who have fortitude, strength of mind. If them turn around and make an announcement and say, we are not give $10 million to advance the schooling system, he intend to build several a university complex. Would I say, yo, good on you. But I still won't sway anything from saying national hero. Nah. People that don't want a housing scheme. Build a couple of colleges. Would I say, yes, well blessed. So we have the colonial compromise, and that compromise I was on the other station, I am saying that looking at Africa and looking at the Caribbean, when I see nobody having sovereignty, them have a label called independent Ghana, independent Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. But no sovereignty. Sovereignty, the power of authority, self-governing. I not say that. So what Barbados have done now is to say, yo, you know what? We're not just able to make the tea and take our own sugar and milk and stir it and drink. Not sip, drink. We're going to do as we please. We don't want no more damn tea. You understand? We don't want no tea. And we don't want to be forced to drink coffee either. Yes. You understand? So, them say that people are removed the queen, but it is bigger than that. You see, I don't understand Caribbean people, black people in the diaspora, them, especially Caribbean, they get so hype on certain things, like this Windrush and blah, blah. And they want to say, well, the dismissal of the Queen, and I'm saying, leave my Queen alone. We are chat about. And not the dismissal of no Queen, as a dismissal of the institution. The colonial institution that prohibit a nation, a country, or a continent to have the power of authority over themselves, which is called sovereignty. Yes, self-governing. Not following the dictates and acting a role like them are trying to get to Hollywood. Because when you look upon an African court, they masquerade like Britain. You see a Caribbean court and a Caribbean government, same thing. And those who can't style it are told to sit down. You understand? So we always been seen as children because we were slaves, ordered by the white colonial people. So it's those people that we had to prove to them that we understood and we're capable of passing their exams. And then they make the decision if we're competent enough. And that's what's been happening. But there are people that's older than me, been in this earth, have more experience, and would not see it this way. Because they say that we young ones at that time were venturing to rock the boat. Stop rocking the cradle and stop rocking the boat. And we were saying that we don't want to grow up like that. And them tell us that we need to be patient. Yeah, we understand patience, but say how long going to take for the situation to change? So then we start listening to the Garvey people them. And the Garvey people them been talking to us for decades. I'm not seeing a ship. I'm not seeing an advancement with Africa. I'm not seeing a trading. I'm not seeing a repatriation. We just keep here, talk. And I realized that we're so vulnerable that when it comes to exercising ourselves and utilizing our resource, we haven't looked within. We keep looking out. It come like we are waiting for England to say, yo, this is what you must do, and this is how you always do it, and we'll give you some money to do it. And a lot of people that have passed, that was the principal idea. That was their thought. That was their vision, that they will be financially aided by England to make these journeys, these moves, to advance themselves, advance ourselves. I've never seen that being possible. I never have seen that being possible. That's why one brother who just been hearing all of this conversation, just pick up him things them and walk to Ethiopia. Him seem tired of the conversations after conversation and nothing materializing. And this man was illiterate. They said. But you know what, man? Serious perseverance. and an aim and an objective. And them say Africa me have to go. Here one stop Ethiopia. And him start him chudding. And him reach. We haven't. Many of us have visited. But he reach. Because him one and him little batter pan, him gone. His fortitude was severely strong. His determination was impregnable. His persistency we have to cry for. Because he walked from England to Africa, to be precise, Ethiopia. And never wait for the missionary, never wait for the Privy Council or Chatham House, never wait for nobody like that. Never wait for any form of United Nations, League of Nations spillovers. His ancestors' soul and spirit that reside within him, and his determination and his perseverance to go home. And he wasn't thinking or talking about gold and diamonds. No. Just want to go home. Want to live a life in a continent and then die on the continent. Life values. So, sovereignty has been obtained. The power of authority, self-governing. We have to see how the minds of people that fully understand all that those words mean, if they can use those words proficiently without discouraging the general population and abusing the legalities of those words. Yes, because we can easily abuse what we don't know nothing about, because we pretend that we know. And now we have this thing called power. Hey, we abuse it. One of the worst things to do is give a person in the diaspora power. And that's what the Caucasians know, the colonial bosses know. Them just give it power and explain power. And then we become demagogues. I tell you. So now I want to think that we can have holistic justice and a holistic governance so that all the islands them can recognize and feel and taste. And then we have an umbrella coalition. Yes, satisfying to all, not a few, to all. And then them can call us and we will outline what the conservative under the leadership of Tasha did with China and get the best out of that for the futures of tomorrow's children, for them. Yes. Because it won't be no mysticism. It be no theological dogma. The young people are advanced in their thinking and their intellectual prowess. We don't need to obstruct them. We need to embrace them. We need to direct them. But most importantly, we need to make them realize that Africans they are. Yes, the bigger picture is the continent, your motherland, your mother's land. And entertainment have its place. It's not the primary objective. And decadence is not yours. Leave it in the toilet. Exploitation is not ours. To exploit each other is not ours. To be corrupt, pastors needs to make it clear that I am not a pastor, I'm a shepherd. And we will not embrace or tolerate corruption, malice. And we don't want no more tithing. We don't want no more prosperity. Yeah, we will tithe, but we don't want no prosperity preachers and prosperity goings on. We want to raise the aspirations of truth and rights within the souls and the minds of the population. We want to command the ocean to stand still. Don't be angry. We want to command the ocean not to be angry. We cherish you and all that you bring forth. And we will keep everything clean so that you too can be clean. And God will bless us, and the hurricanes will stand still. Don't you know? You think it's a joke? A serious thing. If there's anything to be learnt in relation to Moses, you better learn it. And Joseph, you better learn it. Yahya, better learn it. Make sure that the people are contented with what the rock can feed them. And the relationship with the continent of Africa, make sure it's prudent so that the peoples develop a taste bud of accepting all that Africa can offer and not what Europe may have. They've been tasting Europe and America's decadence for too long. So I need to look at this Rihanna thing and put that in its rightful place. An award, but not a national hero. Oh gosh, man. Some people have not been thinking, I tell you. It's not been thinking. Mm-mm. And we don't want to hear, we would not like to hear that health, the people are stuck because we're having problems now. We're not aligned with the United Kingdom. The health service is now will fall apart. No! That's what I'm saying. I don't know what kind of information has been given to the population. Because you see health, oh gosh, man. Very important. Health is food, you know. And with health food and medical materials, it's very important. And you can't just have China as your main suppliers. We have to have Cuba as well. And we also have to have some European allies or European countries that we would trade with in terms of medical materials. Yo, I'm required, man. But health, we don't need the United Nations Health Minister, because them people that is pharmaceutical GM. And before you know it, the people that get mad up and dead out, young ones too. In Bermuda, you see what them they do to the chicken. And all the teenage girls them, you know, under 12 is sexually active and breasts grow fast and so forth. No. We don't want to be experiment. And all our crops. Mm-mm. The CARICOM supposed to have looked at these things and have these things under full control. But because of that sovereignty, could not have do these things. Because you couldn't really go down and see Castro and sit down and say, yo, and then have these exchanges with health development. You understand? Because then you would be deemed as a communist and there'd be so much blockades and embargoes and blah, blah, blah. So we need to look, I should be looking at agriculture, health, and food advancement, and medical materials. Yes. And if there was 18 years life expectancy throughout the duration of slavery, oh gosh, man. Crimes against humanity, you know. So we need a body that would charge England and then grab up a lot of that money that them use in the that they gain in the distilleries throughout the decades, in the sugar, the potatoes, everything. Yes. That's advancement. Anything short of that, you're a puppy. So, character assassination and discouragement is what we do not need. We do not need. We need the fortitude of character, the fortitude of strength of mind. And we need to make the people them understand contentment. So the population will be generally peaceful. And they will learn to be satisfied. I tell you, you want me to become politician, I soon come. But I don't have an army, so I will be in prison too quick. I will not be allowed in. And Britain will not deport me. I tell you no. When I can go on with what I'm going with, you think Elizabeth can deport me? Yeah. So Well, look upwards. Lieutenant Stitchy and we're gone, you know, 'cause we're mad up the place. You see, Stitchy got an honor within the music. You understand? Yes. The girl should have get an honor for being a nationalist and so forth, but not a national hero. For doing what? Who did she teach? Huh? Come on.
Lieutenant Stitchy and Phantom. Stitchy and Phantom. No matter what nation. No matter what nation. Your heart have be pure.
Hey, a wrong man that, you know. Come. On your own, Stitchy.
You never know, man, I will be a boy. Across me barrier, boy. You never know, Stitchy go so then. And the devil send you come here so me can tell. In your fat ready features like Mama Jezebel. Lyrics you get full of water to like Vice Cartel. I go and rebuke you and send you back to the pit of hell. Me smell you coming now, Colonial from about a mile. The big bump in your face, you call nose a while. Me use the rest of the holy book like a scout missile. And crush you out like a ripe banana with spoil. Claim you a big man, but you're a big baby, just a child. I saw your finger round your waist, you're not be still a coil. You could have ball like water, long like river Nile. You can't fool me, you a demon, you got dead in a style. Sounds a chopping on your face like terraza tile. Man a past and never bury you like old reptile. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, so stitches sprinkle the style. I saw me destroy demons all the while. When I worry a boy, can't cross me barrier, boy. You never know, man, I worry a boy. Can't cross me barrier, boy. You never know, Stitchy go so then. Have the authority to trample all the enemy. Full of the anointing, so your big bone no bother me. Claim that you're real, but you're full of hypocrisy. Me find out you are steal from your own church community. And all the tithes and the offering you collect, all the church just say, why? Tell me where you do with it. All the communion bread and the children bread spread. Where you take? Tell me where you do with it. And these guys like sheep when you are wolf and a meat that show teeth. Tell me where you do with it. Enough schools you deceive just like Adam and Eve and make them wear a leaf. When me fi do with it, barrier. Stitchy a warrior boy. Cause me barrier boy. You never know man a warrior boy. Cause me barrier boy. You never know man a warrior boy. Cause me barrier boy. You never know Stitchy a warrior boy. Cause me barrier boy. Who will not talk that? So me go so. In a your head me know you would like for army. You are imagine of things but it can't be. So me attack you like whirlwind and tsunami. Cause God danger swarm me like army. Stick in your head when the Holy Spirit call me. To be a warrior like Stitchy you just can't be. When a warrior not to be a bad word scare me. The gloves are me, you are evil, you fear me. Reject the Lord so you can't come fear me. Full of ammunition you have no place for near me. I play death but me know so you hear me. Demon, go down yourself and see yourself near me. God. Stitchy a warrior boy. And God me warrior boy. You never know, man a warrior boy. And God me warrior boy. Man a warrior boy. And God me warrior boy. Man a warrior boy. And God me warrior boy.
Yes, so the goodness is in how the people them are treated and how they're informed. You know, so we will say, well, our blessings will come and things will be made easy. You understand? So we say guidance.
Bless us, blessed Negroes. Bless us, Negroes.
Yeah, tomorrow we got Hercules, N7, Islington, Hercules, Tipperton versus Sir Lloyd Power. Tomorrow night, Hercules, our road leads to Hercules, N7, Islington. Seven Sisters Road, the corner there by McDonald's, Hercules, Youth Club, Sir Lloyd Power and Tipper Thorne. Tomorrow night. Strictly hardcore, watch it. Man called Best at the Control, Principal the Selector. Listen out tomorrow. N7, Hercules, Islington. Next, the corner by McDonald's. The corner there are Seven Sisters, Islington. Just off Alloway Road. Our road leads Hercules, Sir Lloyd Power and Tipper Thorne. Featuring man called Principal the Key One Selector. And I'm on Best at the Control. Serious hardcore. Come listen. Guidance.
Bless us, blessed Negroes. Bless us, Negroes.
Yo, Brian, all you and your brethren, them, you know, come in, man. A early session, a big song called Sir Lloyd Power and Tipper Thorne, Roddy Bone, Selector, and I, man, Daddy Best at the Control, man. Hardcore.
Bless us, blessed Negroes. Bless us, Negroes. Like a voice in the wilderness, I have been trying my best just to teach mankind and save them from the storm. So let's see what's going on.
You see, perseverance is a serious thing, you know. Perseverance, man, I tell you, no. Perseverance is a very, very serious thing. And consistency is a very serious thing. There's so much people that might chat something, but them not persevere, and they're not consistent. And then when them get an opening, they're not consistent, because them just jump for joy with them ego, and them fall off. You understand? But our ancestors, them, and our teachers, them, and WD teach us to be tolerant with perseverance. And then we must have staying power. You understand? Consistent. Whatever we are doing, be consistent. Because eventually bear fruit. Can you imagine a tree, a seed that germinate? Yeah? Have to persevere and have to be consistent in it. You can't just say, hey, yo, to me this hatch. You understand? Come on. I need to bear fruit. No, man. It takes time. It takes time. You got to get strong. Develop a trunk. Develop some branches. And even the branches, branches have to have some resistance, some strength. So you have to go through some training. I have to go through some training. And through the fact that you come through, that means you will exist. So now you have to train yourself to survive. So when you survive, you have to train and exercise. You understand? Exercise. And you grow. Exercise, and you grow. Exercise, and you grow. Now all of a sudden now you have branches. Yeah, enough leaves. You understand? Now you have to start make love now. You understand? What you have to do? Once you're contented, that tree have some contentment, and just be consistent with that contentment, and then start distribute the nutrients here and there, blossoms will come, man. First set of blossom, you know. Oh, gosh, man. Yes. No, you're climatic. You come through to the season. All of a sudden, you just drop a blossom, and the Almighty say, yeah, you're ready to procreate. All of a sudden, now people start smell something, and then look out, them see fruits. Yeah. Whatever it is, plum, guava, you understand? What you call the thing? Avocado. Yes. I tell you, mangoes. Oh, gosh, man. And everybody's happy. It's happy. Even the tree. Give thanks and praise to the Almighty, you know. Yes. And then all of a sudden, ants and beetles, and everybody come see you and bless you, you know. But now you have to put up a defense to say, yo, you understand, this is as far as you can go. Yes, because if they don't, the tree will start to feel pain and need some attention. So all of those things are given by the Almighty to that tree and to the trees. You understand? It's we who come and interfere with the terrain, you know. Yeah, I tell you. Or we get like that through vision. Unzul. Seeing, looking, observing the earth and nature around about us that God has put us in. And we are here to control that. You understand? We are that. So anyhow, we refuse that responsibility because we are the caliphs of our destiny on this earth. What is a caliph? Just like it's jihad and jihad. And I get things confused and nobody can explain. But jihad, we're in a struggle to survive in life. We're in a struggle day after day. In a struggle even sleeping. Because some of us don't get our souls back. Then we are told, it is said, that we have expired, we have died. Oh yes. Islamic. Guidance gone, Luciano. So don't forget, our road lead to Hercules, N7, Islington, next to, just off Alloway Road there, just at the corner between McDonald's, Sir Lord Power and Tipper Thorne, in a rubber dub hardcore style tomorrow. You understand? Principal Key One Selector and Iman Best at the control tower. Yeah, man, sweet. Easy, Marcia, wham to you.
Bless us, blessed Negroes. Bless us, Negroes. Like a voice in the wilderness, I have been trying my best just to teach mankind and save them from the storm. So let's see what's going on. I've been living by the word of God, telling mankind how to chat. Using music as my rod, hoping they'll overstay. And mankind will live as one. Well, even if I'm one in a billion people, I will always be that disciple. And even if I'm one in a trillion people, yes, I know that I triumph over evil. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have come to repair the way, teach the youth how to pray, and let them know that Yahweh rules and bring a better day. We should all trust and obey. Well, like a farmer planting seeds amongst rocks and thorny weeds, some will fall on solid ground and some will not receive. And only few will believe. Well, even if I'm one in a billion people, I will always be Jack's disciple. And even if I'm one in a trillion people, yes, I know that good will conquer evil. God, like Moses and Aaron, Isaac and Abraham, King David and Solomon, I and I will be strong voice in the wilderness. I have been trying my best just to teach mankind and save them from the storm and tell them what to want. And though I try every day and night just to live for Christ and shine my light, still mankind won't unite. All they do is fuss and fight. Well, even if I'm one in a billion people, I will still be Jack disciple. Even if I'm one in a trillion people, still I know that good will conquer evil. Oh Lord, oh blessed leaders, go before us, blessed leaders. Even if I'm one in a billion people, yes, I'll always be that disciple. Even if I'm one in a trillion people, yes, I know.
Yes, as we are saying now, to be consistent is to remind ourselves and others, you know, and keep moving. Keep moving. You understand?
Like a pepper, they come out, mic up on my leg shot. They want room the 13, and I'll find the jewelry from the water won't spread. They want room the 13. You want some man who win the long like sugar man and Pickle John. And them run to 13, then think I send me a come. Boom, then, come get your conscious lyric coming up from it all. You think I send me butter, come. You think I send me butter, come. Yeah. Think I send me a come. Boom then, come get your conscious lyric coming off from it all. But if you're a judge, from me know your dollars off the strong. Them rule the 13, but I am young and I am fresh and can't you see the picture screen? How we rule the 13, then think I send me a come. Boom then, come get your conscious lyric coming off from it all. You should not love your motor much, you love your motor much, and I love me much. Think I send me butter, come. You think I send me butter, come. Yeah, think I send me a come. Boom then, come listen conscious lyrics coming off from it all. I like a pepper, they come up, Michael Palmer lick shot. 1 through the 13, and I'll find a jewelry from the water won't read. And them rule the 13, like a acid sun come round, if they gritty ten I saw. They once rule the 13, but I must they think I send the butter, come. Must they think I send the butter, come, yeah. Think I send me a come. Boom then, come watch the conscious lyrics coming up from it all. Hey, like a pepper, they come out and Michael Palmer lick shot. Once, rule the 13, and I'll find the jewelry from the water won't read. Once, rule the 13, and I am young and I am fresh and can't you see that I am green? How we rule the 13, but I must say think I send me butter, come. You think I send me butter, come, yeah.
Yes. So we start with Love. We had Queen, Amiga, and now we'll go with the General.
It's hard to build a better nation with different races. Whenever
Guidance.